Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James, and I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Good.
Good?
It's generally good.
Generally good. It's the end of the month. It's, I guess, for the most part now, we've kind of hit the end of the giant stream of big releases. There's Indiana Jones next month and some Soul Reaver collections and some ports and those things. But like the big hitters for the year are done. It's our patched updates episode. We'll talk about some of the games we've been playing and probably talk about a bit of a backlog that we'll need to get to. But what have you been up to gaming wise lately?
Well, for the most of the month, I've played one game.
Go on.
One game only, but I'm not going to talk about that game yet. I'll talk about the other games I sort of played around with for a little bit. Just filling in some time while things updated, loaded, and all that. So the first one I'll get off the back is Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, okay.
I haven't played that in about 6 months, and my God, I'm terrible at it.
New soon to be PlayStation Studio from Software's Elden Ring.
So stupid. That is just stupid. It's a silly move by From Software in my opinion.
It's not a From Software thing though.
I know.
They were just part of it.
The parent company, they're part of it, but still, stupid move. But that's just me. But the other thing is too, Shadow of the Erdtree, not deserving of Game of the Year. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, okay. So we're gonna dabble in this now before our predictions episode next week. Cool. Yeah, no, fuck that noise. That's bullshit.
There's two things that shouldn't be in Game of the Year nominations: DLC. I hate to say it, remakes, because you already had one chance to make it. So I'm also scratching Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Is a remake. I know it's a good game. This, that, whatever.
I was just gonna say it's probably. Yeah, I guess it's really difficult. I think where like remakes kind of start and finish. I do understand different.
I do understand that Final Fantasy VII is quite a large remake because it's over a span of 3 games, not just one. But it came out 20 years ago. Still good then. Well, it was good.
Yeah.
Everyone went bananas for it. But just give the other games a chance. I get that there's not many games that are worthy Game of the Year. I get that for this year. But if you only got 4, just put 4 in there. Because we all know what's going to win. It's just pointless throwing the other 2 in there for the sake of it.
Well, yeah, there's always a few games that kind of just make up the numbers, right? You know, over the years we've seen... Hey?
There's a card game
Bellatro's made it, which is kind of cool.
It's good,
and unexpected.
Weird.
But in my mind, there's absolutely games that should have been in that list that didn't make it, and it's weird because there's always games that kind of making up the numbers. We've certainly had plenty of years where there's just 2 obvious front runners, and then sometimes even just 1 obvious front runner, probably, and everyone else is just there because Jeff has 6 spots he needs to fill. I think about when God of War and Red Dead came out, and even though Spider-Man came out that year as well, that was like a distance. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, good point. And those were just distant 3rd and 4th, and it was just a 2-horse race. 2017 with Breath of the Wild, and yet Horizon's in there, brilliant game, but never had a chance. 2022 Elden Ring, but Horizon never had a chance.
Or God of War.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, which is a shame in that case because it's fucking the better game. But anyway, yeah. So like I always get that there's kind of a place for games making up the numbers, but it doesn't help when you go and add DLC. We've now absolutely jumped off topic a little bit here, but like I put out a tweet off the back of it outlining.
Oh yes.
Some games that absolutely would have fit in there. I just listed a few games. So, Diablo 4's Vessel of Hatred expansion, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, Element 2 The Lake House, Final Fantasy 16 The Rising Tide, Destiny 2 The Final Shape. All of those, there's 6 of them there. There's your category for expansion.
Dread? DLC? Just cause?
Dredge.
Why not? Just throw Dredge in DLC as well, just cause why not?
That was... Oh, maybe it was after the cutoff last year. I can't remember.
It was around that time.
I think it might have been just a bit before Game Awards last year.
Sure, let's just throw it in anyway, for the sake of it.
And then they've also got this ongoing game category, which Cyberpunk fell into last year with Phantom Liberty. So why... Yeah, I don't... It's... Jeff just knew, and I'm not saying he is like biased towards Elden Ring, but he just knew where the votes were going to go and didn't dare want to, I don't know, piss off his group that he's Metacritic crew. So I say that as a Metacritic thing, but like his group of people that vote for the Game Awards, and so he's given them what they want with Elden Ring and pissed off seemingly like half of the community in the process. We're clearly on the same half.
Yes, the real winner here is Bill Clinton. Yet again. But yeah, that's the only reason I brought up Elden Ring, because no, I disagree with that. Second one, another short one. I only started playing it yesterday. Because I finished the other big game where we'll get to. Horizon Forbidden West.
Burning Shore, nice.
Burning Shores. And the one thing I look at it while I was playing it, thinking, damn, this is a good looking game. It was only on performance mode. Don't need a PS5 Pro for that shit. I was thinking, why do I need a PS5 Pro? Like, everything in the background's blurred out. Good. I don't need to see that shit. I don't need to see the ocean. I can go to the ocean later and look at it and go, damn, that's a good ocean.
I like that ocean.
That's a nice ocean. Or a boulder.
Nice ocean.
I'll go look at a nice boulder as well. But, like I said,
it looks pretty good on the Pro.
It looks pretty good on... I know it looks good on the Pro as well. I've seen it. I'm like, that's nice. But still, I'm not going to buy PS5 Pro.
No.
Do not require it whatsoever. No. My PS5 does fine. And that's all Horizon. But the big one, the game that came out on the same day as, there was this other game too that came out on the 31st of October. Completely forgot about until I started playing Horizon Forbidden West, which was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Remastered.
Was it a remaster? Yeah, it was a remaster.
Yeah, it's a remaster.
I completely forgot about it. And then someone was playing it and gone, oh yeah, that came out on the 31st. Good work, Sony. Trying to bury the game for the third time, and guess what? You didn't do well. We kind of did.
I don't know. Dragon Age it hasn't popped in the same way that Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring have. So the competition's not quite as fierce for it. But and it seems like the bigger victim in this whole thing has actually been Lego Horizon. But more on that shortly.
Oh yes, so. I forgot about Lego. See, no, again, forgot about Lego Horizon as well. Why? Because I was playing Dragon Age, the Veil Guard, and yes, there's been.
Tell me about it, because I've still only dabbled.
Controversy about the blah 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 stuff. You're all dickheads. That's all I'll say about that. You're worried about, I would say, 2 minutes of the entire game. I played a grand total of 60 hours. You don't have to play the whole 60 hours. I did pretty much everything in the game. And all I'll say is, and I said it before, BioWare is back in form.
Good.
Finally.
Good. That's really good news to hear.
After what? A 10, 11-year absence? And I'm going by...
Yeah, Mass Effect was...
3 here. 2013? Was that Mass Effect 3? Or 2012?
2012.
12 years. They had 2 other games in between. Oh, actually, there was Dragon Age Inquisition as well. Forgot about that. That one game of the year. How did I forget about that game?
Well, but I think it was game of the year in
a very weak.
Yeah, one of the weaker years. Yeah, for sure. 2014 was that one.
Yeah, I definitely know what 2015 was. That was a no-brainer. Witcher 3. I'll hear nothing more about Witcher 3. That is all.
Witcher 3's game of the generation.
Game of the generation. And for me, personally, I had a good time with it. There was one...
So are you done with it? You finished it?
I am done with it. I finished it yesterday. And I said, damn, that's a good game. That's it. I didn't think about anything else. I didn't think, my God, this is boring. Yes, the combat isn't great.
Okay.
They've always swapped between, I think, Dragon Age Origins and Inquisition. I'm pretty sure in Inquisition you just sort of did the old, I'll select that guy, and then I'll just do the automatic sword swing. I think that was 1 and 3. Pretty sure.
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure it was.
Too far removed.
I know 2 wasn't. It was just more of a button mash, which was Inquisition as well. Not Inquisition, Veilguard. And the other important thing I enjoyed about it, the one thing that Mass Effect Andromeda did not have, was exciting companions. I like them all.
You like them? Good.
Not as good as Mass Effect 2. That's
no, Mass Effect's GOAT tier though,
You'll
right?
never beat Mass Effect 2. But I will say, I liked them all. They did not annoy me. They didn't bore me. And the best one was an NPC named Manfred. It was the greatest.
Nice.
You'll see Manfred. I fell in love with. I fell in love with Manfred the first time I saw Manfred. I thought, I like this person NPC.
I'm still only a couple hours in, but I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the characters I've come across. Don't know when I'm going to find time for more, but well, I suppose school holidays are coming up fairly soon. We'll see how we go.
Yes, I think the one criticism I give is whoever distributed it out to the review companies.
Yep.
It does scratch my head because I don't understand why you gave it to specific outlets, because I don't get it. I don't understand why. I sort of scratch my head and go, why is it you have to give it to these certain outlets and not just give it to everyone?
Yeah.
I don't get it. To me, to start off with, when you said, oh, we didn't get a code for Dragon Age, that usually means one thing and one thing only.
Quality.
It's a bad game. Or if you get forced onto one console or a PC, for the example, Cyberpunk when it first came out, everyone for some reason was playing it on PC or forced to play it on PC, and everyone said, "Oh, it's a great game." Then everyone played it on console.
And it all went to shit. Yeah.
All went to shit. But yeah, I sort of scratch my head and go, "Why would you give it?" I was like, one thing I don't agree with. Some people have given it 100%, or I don't know what the score is, 100 out of 100. I don't agree with it being a 100 out of 100 game. There is no such thing as a perfect game.
True.
There are some games close. There's always one small thing that messes up. Witcher 3, close.
Which, to be fair,
Very
this is
close.
why I think, I would give the Witcher 3 a 10. I'd give it God of War, actually both of the two most recent ones, a 10. But I guess, and I think we've seen, and look, scoring systems are kind of weird and quirky and bullshit anyway, let alone the fact that you've got, for example, us at Player 2 with the letter grading thing, you've got others with numbers, our letter 1 then has to get converted into a number for Metacritic, all sorts of kind of stupid stuff that goes on. But for those who have been just kind of using numbers, and even us with our letter grades and an A+, none of us are trying to sit here and say, oh, the game is perfect, but it's kind of like I think a lot of it's meant to represent, like, this is the pinnacle of what this genre can be, or what this type of game can be right now. And that A+ or that 10 out of 10 game, maybe in a few years, doesn't look like one. I mean, there's a lot of people that will, and let's set aside some of the bullshit around The Last of Us Part 2 story and those sort of things that have upset people. But if you go and play them in a reverse order, and again, forget the story for a sec, because that wouldn't make sense. Despite the fact that most people say Last of Us 1 or Part 1 is the better game, Part 2 is absolutely the one that plays better. It's looks better. It does, like, it's the thing about games being that it's a constantly evolving art form, as opposed to film, where you can use, like, the techniques kind of transfer regardless of whether you're CGI, whether it's live action, whether it's a bit of both, how good the CG is, all those sorts of things. Like a good, well shot thing with good acting and stuff, like, it, more than covers it. So there are some weird things about the games in the first place that kind of make scores. Hell, even the fact that games can get patched and updated, right? Like, a game like the original Destiny, for example, which was probably getting 7s. By the time it had had a few expansions, and by the time some patches had come out, and by the time they replaced Dinklebot and all those sorts of things, it's not a 7. Final Fantasy 14 is a perfect example of it. The game was like a 2, and then they launched the Realm Reborn and fixed everything. It's kind of, but you can't, like, media outlets or YouTubers even as well can't spend the time on re-reviewing these things all the time. It's, people need to look at them as just being like a window of time, and this is what it was like the day that it launched. So yeah, I guess the long-winded way of saying there's no such thing as a 10. Even if a game gets a 10, it's not. No one's trying to say it's perfect, and if they are, they're not a very good reviewer.
No. If you say, oh, everything's perfect about that game, I'm going, no. There's no such thing. There's always one small niggles. Like, it's not like being picky or anything. Like, for instance, we'll say The Witcher 3. Both our number one game of the last decade. We would both agree the combat is not the greatest.
Yeah.
Everything else about it, great. But the combat is a bit touchy here and there. And I think I agree. I personally say, yeah, combat sucks, but everything else about it makes up for it. Your characters, your whole open world, the story, Roach,
yeah, Roach,
and so forth, so forth. But also on the back to the Dragon Age thing, all the dickheads comparing the Steam numbers to Monster Hunter Wilds, a beta, which was free and you didn't have to register for. Yeah, of course everyone's going to go to the free game, you morons. Yeah, I was there too. I played it. I played the beta as well. Also played. It's just like, oh, it's a failure, this and that. Like, let's see. it's the best-selling game that they've had on Steam,
Yeah.
I should say, for sales. And the other thing is too, people went back and brought Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. So I see that as a win for BioWare, even though so-called people sales are poor. The only people
Yeah,
that
but we
stand
could
to
just
say-
tell Grums to fuck off, right? Like, Grums is a piece
yeah.
of shit, and he's the one leading the charge on most of this stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to look at if you see anything by that dickhead, I will not name him. He's like Voldemort to me. The person who should not be named. He'd be named dickhead.
Yeah.
Utter moron. There we go. Complete moron.
I can't get my head
I
around
can't
this
get
bloke.
that. I just see his name's like, nah, carry on. Just A grade dickhead right there. But the only people that will say it was a success or a failure is BioWare themselves.
And EA, yeah.
And EA. And at the moment, we have heard nothing bad. It's actually sold more than Jedi Survivor.
No, wasn't it?
No,
Not
Survivor.
Survivor.
Fallen
Outlaws.
Order.
Outlaws. They've got more sales than Outlaws.
No,
So
I think
far.
they were talking about Jedi Survivor.
Oh, it did? Okay, right.
Okay. I think it was Jedi Survivor. I don't think why they'd be comparing. It's not hard to sell more games than.
Well, because
Star Wars
Outlaws had sold, 1 million or whatever it is so far.
I mean, in the opening week, I should say, too, not right now. Sure, I said Jedi Survivor. I don't know why they'd be comparing it to another a game that's not in their repertoire.
I'll see if I can find that info in the meantime, but because you could well be right about that. I mean, Star Wars is obviously not in the best place in the world these days.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Star Wars Outlaws is going to look like when it's fixed. See if that gets a 10 out of 10. It won't.
All I can see is that the not Outlaws, Survivor was down 35% on Jedi Fallen Order.
Really?
Yeah. But
What?
the game's price was higher.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And the figure only included box sales at the time.
Oh, wait. Since when do people care about box sales now?
Well, it's just a direct comparison, keeping in mind that more people have gone digital these days. So, even since 2019,
There you go.
the dogs didn't like the slander towards Star Wars, I guess.
No, I think that you said gums. I think they heard the word gums and just.
Oh yeah, okay.
That dickhead. Where is he?
So we'll have to deal with this for the rest of the show.
So we'll say no more gums whatsoever. This is now a gums-free zone or whatever his name
But
is.
I am keen on jumping further into Dragon Age. That's one that I need to carve some time out for. And thankfully, for the most part, the stream of big name releases is pretty much done. So I can get to it. I feel like there's still a little bit of time through January as well. There's nothing that for me personally is like a massive must play or that's going to take a really, really long time. And then February kicks in and there's Assassin's Creed and Avowed and Monster Hunter and even Like a Dragon. If it weren't for the million different games that I'd need to play first, I still want to do. And Ryan Betts and I have spoken about it over the journey, and he's mentioned it on his show. Yakuza Like a Podcast. That's got to be a thing. I've even had a student, and he's been asking me quite a few times, like, "Sir, when are you going to do that podcast?" Because I've spoken about it before.
That's brilliant.
So, Betson, if you're watching and listening, we probably need to go. Yeah, I know, right?
It's right there. It's there.
Yeah. So it'll be a thing we do. We might have to get you involved as well since you've been playing them. But the plan was that we'd go and play Zero, and then we'll just go from there, and we'll just chip away at them, and we can kind of have a few topics that kind of come from each game, and then launch them. So it'll be a thing. It's just a matter of when, I think.
If that's the case, I'm so in. I need to be part of this like a podcast.
It's pretty cool, right?
It is.
But that's it for you, isn't it? You've been playing those three.
That is it.
For me, I don't have a huge number of games either. So I want to make sure I'm going to have to check my trophies here to make sure I've got the 100% right. But on the Switch side of things, at least for starters, I've been playing Mario and Luigi.
Oh yes.
Brothership, which people have seen that on the website. I've got a review in progress for. There was some code troubles in Australia that kind of affected a whole lot of different outlets, and I was more than keen to start reviewing the game, and was going to do it all in full and have it all hit up by the the typical embargo. But then it ended up being a bit of a delay, and this is no fault of Nintendo Australia or anything like that. There's just technical shit happens from time to time. But it ended up kind of delaying, I think, my access close to 10 days or thereabouts, which put me, I think, within about a week of the embargo. Again, probably would have been fine because from all reports, the game, and I'm pretty close to done now, is my understanding. So, but like, it probably, yeah, there was no chance I was gonna. Oh shit, there was no chance I was gonna get the game done, in time. So, I kind of just conceded. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the review in progress and all that sort of thing because I was also playing Dragon Quest III HD-2D. And so juggling kind of that big RPG, even though it's a remake, it's it's worth diving into with the HD 2D and all those sorts of things. I kind of found myself what I intended to have kind of a fairly well spaced thing with plenty of time to work with suddenly became 2 games jammed into a pretty tight window to review. So adding 38 or so hours of Mario and Luigi from all reports, 40 hours of Mario and Luigi on top of a 30-hour Dragon Quest was going to be too much in a pretty short time frame. So people need to stay tuned. I'm probably about 30 hours in now with Mario and Luigi, so the reviews or the update to the review is getting pretty close. But I'm enjoying it. It's a bit repetitious. 30 hours is probably as long as it should have gone, and still there's another 10, I'm guessing. Kind of from what I'm reading, about 38, 40 is kind of what I've heard. So it's gonna outstay its welcome, but I'm enjoying it. Like it's good. It's just not as great as perhaps it could have been. Dragon Quest HD 2D, on the other hand, love it. It's still very old at the end of the day. There's some lengthy gaps between save points. They have kind of added auto saves and those sort of things. So when you want to quit, you can just quit. There's like a speed boost mode thing that they've kind of added in to kind of speed up the combat. But even then, when you put it in like ultra speed, it's still pretty slow. Yeah, I was kind of hearing that. Is that a bird somewhere out your window?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me or you. I was slightly confused for a second.
Yeah, I don't think that one was
I think
me
it
this
was
time.
me.
But yeah, like it's still kind of slow in that regard. So if you're, and I know you're not like crazy about turn-based stuff, it might kind of push its luck a little bit with you, just for kind of how slow it can still be at different points. They have got some quality of life things that maybe make it a bit easier for people who aren't crazy about like old school JRPGs. They've got, so like you got Dragon Quest mode. I've forgotten what the name of like the harder mode is, but they've got what's referred to like Draki, which are the little bat things that are in it. They've got like they've got a difficulty level called Draki Quest, and basically when you toggle it down to that, you just can't die. So like if you get wailed on by enemies, you'll still finish, like everyone will finish with 1 HP. They just get worn down to that point, but then you just keep on fighting. So it basically becomes an invincibility mode of sorts. The only thing that sucks is like if you've got your party set to auto heal and all those sort of things, they end up just wasting their time healing you when you don't need to, because they say, oh, your HP's down to 1, and then they try and heal you. No, just keep wailing on them. We can't die. So I'm kind of relieved that I'm just playing in normal Dragon Quest mode anyway, because I don't need that shit. That's annoying. But if I do, like in some of those periods where I have been grinding, it's been nice because like if I'm grinding out levels and that sort of thing, and I don't want to have to go back to a town to recover my HP and then go back out again, I'll just turn Draki Quest mode on and just keep cutting laps and just keep getting the random encounters and just keep beating them up, so I don't have to lose 5 minutes venturing back to the local town and healing up and reviving people if I need to revive people, all those sorts of things. So that's kind of cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a really good looking remake of a 25, no, 30, 35, close to 35-year-old game. So
Released in 1989.
89, yeah, 35-year-old game.
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where I pulled 25 from. They were probably Dragon Quest 7 at about that point. Yeah, it would have been about Dragon Quest 7 around that stage. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a great game. So highly encourage people who kind of have that love of kind of classic JRPGs in them to go check that one out. The review's already up on the website, So go enjoy that one. I managed, yeah. Once I was kind of all chips in with Dragon Quest, Mario and Luigi just had to sit in the back burner until I got it done. I've also been playing. We mentioned it before. Lego Horizon Adventures. Thanks to PlayStation, they sent a code out for that one. Jess was like the lead on the review. I mooched off her account. We do a little bit of primary console sharing from time to time. So when Horizon Remastered came out, I redeemed it. She kind of used. We played the primary console loophole. She got access, and then we flipped things over for Lego. So she did a lot of the heavy lifting, but I checked that one out as well. I've got a couple junk trophies that I need to chase down now to get a platinum for it. It's not a great, like, how many Lego games have you played? Have you played many?
I've played the Star Wars ones.
Yeah, they'd all be better than this.
I think, yeah, the Star Wars ones are actually really...
They're pretty good.
Skywalker Saga 1 was actually really good. I was surprised. It's like, hey, I actually like this better than the movies.
You talking about like the newest one, the one that had all 9 movies in it?
All 9, yeah.
Yeah. There's certainly parts of that game that suck. Like I felt like the modern movies, if I remember, were kind of the worst, some of the worst chapters of the game.
So when we say modern, are we talking about 4 to 6?
Oh, sorry, I mean 7, 8, 9.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Modern, yes, of course. I just forgot my English vocabulary for a second.
No, all good.
7 to 9, yes, of course.
So yeah, those weren't super great, but they mostly got the job done. It was pretty good, but yeah, this is not developed by TT Games. It's not the core Lego team. Is no good. They're not around for it, and it just kind of misses some of the things that people love about the Lego games, whether it's the mini kits that you kind of build over time, with the various collectibles and silly things you can do within any level to kind of get extra bonuses. Like a lot of those little extra currencies that have been a big part of Lego games weren't here, and also, there's just not. It's not nearly as interactive as a normal Lego game. It's far more linear.
So you're sort of restricted to, like, you can't have certain Lego characters you can play.
You've only got 4 characters you can play.
It's not like Star Wars where you have about 100 you can choose from droids to other characters and all that. It's just 4.
That's it. Yeah. It's like the core of it's pretty solid. Like you can see the direction they're going for, and there's some good things that they do. But then they took too much of the Lego out of it, and
they took the Lego out of a Lego game.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, but no. Time would be better spent elsewhere, and I guess that's why no one's buying it on Steam, because its numbers. I don't know if you saw this. Speaking of numbers, the numbers on Lego Horizon on Steam are worse than Concord.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they going to shut down the studio for that? Nah, I'm kidding. No. Well, what happens if you compare it to the Monster Hunter Wilds beta?
It's probably about 1% of the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. So yeah, it's there's some room for improvement for sure. So if they give it another go, who knows? Maybe it'll work out, but we'll see. Obviously mentioned before that I've been kind of jumping into a little bit of Dragon Age, but you pretty much summarised everything pretty well then. Like I said, I'm only a few hours in, so I'll save that for probably next month when I've spent a fair bit more time with it. I've also been playing, just keeping the Lego theme going. I've been playing Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes on the PS3 with my son.
So you got it fixed?
No, I just got another one.
All right.
So yeah, I guess for some background for people, I had one of the big fat PS3s from like the day one, the backwards compatible PS3s. It died. Oh geez, back when I was still with my ex in like 2010 or probably 2011, 12, something like that. No, like the end of 2012 when Little Big Planet karting came out. It died while I was playing Little Big Planet karting. It got the yellow light of death. So then I got like a mod attached to it to kind of get the fans going and try and keep its temperature down, or like what it believes the temperature was down. That eventually gave up the goat, and then it just kind of sat there gathering dust for years. And then I found someone who was kind of modding consoles and doing all sorts of cool stuff to it. He brought it back to life, But then I also picked up. He got me like a modded console that has a whole bunch of ROMs, all sorts of ROMs installed on it. He loaded that onto onto that old fat PS3. Whilst then and I've had the George Foreman grill. There's lots of PS3s been kicking around, but I've just had issue after issue with PS3s this year. My George Foreman one, which was totally working fine for me, that finally died out of nowhere recently. There was like some issue with Bluetooth and wireless connections and those sort of things, and it's totally playable. But as soon as you then go to plug in, and I plugged in Ethernet to update the console, because there's this issue with Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Lego Batman 2, I should say, where there's no VO in any of the cutscenes. Like the voiceover just doesn't work. You see them all talking, really? But there's just nothing. So I went to go update it, and that bricked the console.
Oh.
So
shattered.
Yeah. So he then I hit up my mate again who did all these modern consoles, and he had like a normal regular working PS3 there. So bought a new one of those, and we're now kind of replaying. We've already replayed the first 6 levels, which is what we got up to, and now we'll just keep pushing on from there. But yeah, it's there's been a whole ordeal, and then the modded console, which is my original fat one that he just kind of revived and put. Now that's died, as well. So he brought it back to life, and it lasted maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then gone. So that didn't work very, very well. He's doing a great job. I'm not going to name names because I feel like I'm just this console's died, and this console died. None of them are actually his fault, but
it's Sony's fault. For shitty technology.
The yellow light of death was a real problem, and then the problems with the wireless on the modern PS3s. He tried to fix that one, and there's just it. No, that's a PlayStation had some problems with the PS3 that kind of revealing themselves late in the piece, but keen to play a lot more of it.
Do what Xbox did. Did it early. Do it early.
Get it early. Brick your console in the first month or two. Give them a red light of death while it's still in warranty. Consumer friendly Xbox, good job. But I'll double check my list. I think that's about it. I've got something that's out next month that I've been sent a code for that's embargoed. No, I don't want to update my phone later. Get out of here. I do want to check out some VR stuff. So there was Metro Awakening came out for PSVR, also for Oculus and all those sorts of things. Behemoth was another game in VR that came out in the same thing as well. But we're pretty much at the point now where I can just go and check out old stuff. Like Indiana Jones will come out next month. That's pretty cool. Soul Reaver is going to be great. Fantasia Neo Dimension is going to be great, I hope. But we're pretty much at the end now. What do you see yourself playing over the course of the next month or so?
Well, I'll try and finish off the Horizon DLC.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit more of Elden Ring, and I also, I think it's died down now. I think it's time to play it. Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, sorry, and I guess I didn't really shout it out. So as has also been documented on the website with a whole bunch of different features. And sorry, you mentioned Hogwarts Legacy. That was one of the games I've been playing. There's also been about 20 other games that I've been playing on the PS5 over the course of the last month because PlayStation sent me a PS5 Pro. Thank you very much to PlayStation for that. I'm doing a bad job of promoting your console right now. But yeah, there's
2 more.
then I'll think about it.
Say 5 PS5s.
They didn't send me any 30th anniversary stuff, so. No, I'm just spitting the dump. Oh my god, that's been a killer. That has been absolutely
heartbreaking. It's like, oh, look at my controller, look at my whatever the handheld shit is. I'm like, well, cool. I did stress enough. I didn't buy anything, so I'm quite happy. I'm just minding my own business, twiddling my thumbs.
A good friend of Player 2 has actually offered to help me with the 30th anniversary controller, just the normal controller. I'm not going to name anyone yet because I don't want to.
What's the normal controller?
Hey?
You said a normal controller.
As in, because keep in mind, there's the DualSense Edge also got the anniversary.
Okay.
They did. The only thing that's not in the original PlayStation Grey is the PSVR 2. Everything else has received it. So from
I say maybe they should have done it in the
They might have sold a few more, right?
Sold a shitload more if that was the case.
The normal DualSense, the Edge, the dock for the controllers, the charging cradle dock thing, got it. The Portal has a 30th anniversary one.
That's the
console and the Pro version of the console. I can't even think of any peripheral now that wouldn't have it. I mean, yeah, outside of VR, and if you want to get like really crazy about things like the Pulse headsets and earpods and those sort of things, they didn't do that with either. But that would be pushing, and I think you'd be pushing your luck for that. Like they've probably sold plenty, but I don't think that's really worth it. Everything else they've done in that grade, it looks amazing. So thank you in advance for the person who's offered to help out. I won't name names now, but I will absolutely pump you up once
You get it.
once I get it. And like, yeah, if that's the thing, I don't want to get carried away or presume anything. But yeah, thanks to PlayStation, they did send me a PS5 Pro, and I did a feature for 20 different games. So that's why my list this month is a little bit small, because I've been kind of working through a whole bunch of others in the meantime. That includes, and I will list every single one of them here: Final Fantasy VII Rebirths, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Rise of the Ronin, Dragon's Dogma 2, The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered, Horizon Forbidden West, Hogwarts Legacy, which you mentioned a moment ago, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Alan Wake 2, Until Dawn, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Dragon Age The Veilguard, Assassin's Creed, one of my Mirage, Stellar Blade, and Demon Souls I even played a bit of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I had a copy of it, and
yet.
it received updates, and I got my ass kicked a whole lot of the time. Like, dying has never looked and performed better in a video game.
And yet, no Bloodborne 60 frames. Still.
No, but I did get to see Lance McDonald tell Shuhei about that at PAX, and that's absolutely still my highlight from PAX this year. And the realization as it hit Chu's face is like, you're that guy. I'm so glad I was there to see
frames? Where's my 60 frames?
Shit. We'll see what happens when it comes to all things Bloodborne. But yeah, that's so people need to stay tuned. I will have a final kind of PS5 Pro review that'll go out, and I probably need to put something in video around that too. But there's a fair bit of PS5 Pro stuff already on Player 2. Thank you again for PlayStation for providing the console. It's been awesome. Now, sorry, I'll hijack that. So you're going to go back to Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, that was it.
That's it. That's the only one.
All I had.
For me, there's a few. And I mentioned obviously, yeah, Fantasia, Indiana Jones, Soul Reaver. That's great. I mentioned the VR titles. I am obviously going to spend more time with Mario and Luigi. I've got to get that one finished up. Want to spend more time with Dragon Age now that I've got the time to do so. I want to I started, but then kind of lost time with Silent Hill 2. I want to play that. Diablo 4 is still high up on my list. The main Diablo 4, let alone Vessel of Hatred. I genuinely just don't know when I'm going to get an opportunity to play something like Metaphor ReFantazio, so I'm just not going to bank on that anytime soon. And Star Wars Outlaws, like obviously I mentioned it there with the PS5 Pro, but now it's received a whole bunch of updates, and they're still fixing things. I feel like I'm almost due to now jump into it with all the. I've mentioned Unity and what that experience was like for me. Now that they've fixed a whole bunch, they've tweaked some gameplay stuff. This might be the right time to jump in.
I'm so glad they took out the stealth part of it. That's all I can say. When I said they took out the stealth, I thought, good, that's what you want. I didn't want an Assassin's Creed Star Wars game. I wanted a Star Wars game.
Just give me my Star Wars in my Star Wars game.
I want a shooty bang bang Star Wars. That's what I wanted, and all I got was a stealthy game.
Yeah. So I'm keen to check it out, and like my experience now, like the way I'll look at Star Wars Outlaws could be very, very different to you and everyone else who played it far sooner. So, or like properly sooner.
Oh no, I'm gonna go back and play it when they've done all those updates and fix it up. I'll give it another go.
Well, this is that thing about the review scores and what we were talking about before. Like a few updates and rebalances and those things can completely change a game. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see how it all comes up. And then at some point, I just want to jump into some indies, but we'll see how that goes. It is now kind of the quieter point of the year for me with work, and my year 12s are done, my year 11s are done, my year 10s are done. That's all I taught this year, so time to bring in a console and just play it at my desk. We'll see how we go.
Sit there. Eat ice cream.
Haven't done it all year. I've been very well behaved in that regard, so it's about time that I upset my bosses by playing PlayStation at my desk.
And just yell out a swear word every now and then.
Fuck.
Shit. What? Get stuffed. Fuck off. What are you going on about? Like, right. But hey, there we go.
And then they'll make some sort of comment about Call of Duty and Fortnite because that's apparently the only thing that gamers actually play. But anyway,
So that's what the government knows.
that's what the government believes.
That's what. And hey, they can become relevant next year too when the new one comes out.
True. Oh, GTA is close now.
I still know nothing about it, so that's even going to be any better.
GTA is killing the children.
I can't wait for the stupid news reports of King steals car because he played Grand Theft Auto. I was like, he's probably going to steal the car, even if he wasn't playing Grand Theft Auto. Trust me.
Pretty much.
If anyone was going to do anything, if you're playing the game, you're not stealing cars in real life. I should say, steal cars in the game, sure, but no one's going to go and go, I'm going to steal this car.
No.
Why? Because there's no Y button to press. They won't know how to open that door.
What do I do? How do I? Yeah.
Why is this door shut? Why can't I open it?
Where's the hooker that I can't just throw out on the street and drive away?
Why don't I have a selection of weapons I can scroll through? Not real life. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Fools.
All right. On that very enticing note, let's wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patch. There's Player 2 Plays. There's a bunch of shorts. More and more popping up all the time. Go check it all out. What's that?
I thought for a second you were going to say there's a bunch of shit.
There's a whole lot of shit. We've got a whole lot of shit and some good shit and some bad shit. We're on the website player2.net.au. We're on the website. You messed me up there. On the internets. We're also on the YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patch, the Page 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's Twitter. Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games, myself. The website is player2au, and we missed it last week. We'll see you later. Back in business.